Alright, here we are. This was last year, 2025. Almost made it to 1 million views on the site. I was running the Apex Girls wiki. That was about 90% of the site traffic. Before that, in, was this, I think that was 2024, 2022, I had the Shadow Brides wiki, and that got me up to 244,000 views, but that game got shut down. The developers re-released it a couple times, didn't issue any refunds to the people that bought stuff, and then it just stopped running altogether. Then I had a couple of years where I just had regular traffic for game guides from Swagbucks, My Points, Free Cash. And then in 2025, I started doing the Apex Girls wiki, and that got me a lot of traffic. I also monetized the site back in 2024. It did take about 12, maybe 14 months to get my first $100 in advertising revenue. But then in, I think it was November of 2025, I decided to remove quite a bit of the content on the site to make it a bit more family friendly. A lot of those games that I was doing reviews for, doing wikis for, they weren't really suitable for all age ranges, and I was concerned about having that kind of stuff on the site. So I decided to move that. Unfortunately, that did tank my ad revenue. So this year I'm only up to 11,000 views for January and part of February. Yeah, so the first quarter of the year. So, well, here's December of last year, 6,800 views. Then January had 7,642 views. And this month I'm up to 3,369 views. I have added some wikis for a couple of games. I'm not putting as much visual content on the site now. As far as the games, it's mostly going to be text-based wikis. So I'll just be cataloging lots of content about the games, but I won't be putting much visual stuff on that, just to keep the site family friendly. But I'm hoping that will raise the amount of views I get on the site having those wikis, because that does rank fairly high on search engines. The other thing I'm working on is the site was originally a travel blog, so I am going back through my my journals and my old Blogger site. I have a backup of the old Blogger site from 2013. I think I started in 2007, so it's like 6 years of posts, and I'm going back through those and uploading those to WordPress, and within sort of a historical context related to my travel posts. So that's increasing some traffic to the site as far as the travel category. And then also I've been going out and doing photography for various towns in my local state. And then I had a vacation to Washington State last year, and I took some photos on that. And so I've got a category of travel for Washington. I've got stuff for Oregon and North Carolina. And then I also have access. I just recently regained access to my PhotoBucket account. So I've got photos on there from 2007 through 2020. And then there's, or 2017, I think. And then I am missing photos from 2012 and some from 2008. I think those were on the computer, and I accidentally deleted the folder those were in. But I should be able to get most of those photos up on the site. And that's just more travel stuff. So I'm hoping that will improve the site traffic and get my numbers back up at least to around 10,000 views per month. I've got about a year and a half left on the monetization on the WordPress account. I paid for a 3-year plan. I needed to earn $66.80 each year in order to cover the cost of hosting. I did get my first $100 payout last year. If I can get maybe another 100 before the 3 years is up, then I'll give some strong consideration whether or not to continue monetization. Okay, let's see. This is the actual ad revenues page for WordPress. So for the first quarter, we are January 2026. See, last month I had almost 13,000 ads served. The CPM was 28 cents, and I had $3.59 in revenue. This month, I've got 5,817 ads served. The CPM appears to be the same, so the revenue is $1.63. This is just the first 2 months, so it's not really a quarterly report. Usually I do that in March, but I did want to show the differences between what I was earning before I removed the site content. I've got December here. That was the first full month after removing site content. Ads served didn't make it to 13,000. The CPM was 33 cents, and I had the 427 in revenue there. Now, for the month where I actually removed the site content, that was November, and I removed content midway through the month. See, my revenue was quite a bit higher there at $10.79, but a regular month with full revenue, October is a good example of that. So I had 41,000 ads served in October with a CPM of 38 cents, revenue of $15.92. And then if we look at the annual chart for 2024, that was the first year where I had revenue monetization on the site. I had subscribed for a 3-year plan to upgrade the account. So that first year, I had $51 in revenue for 280,000 ads served. When you first do monetization, it takes a while for the ad revenue to come in, or for the advertisers to get the right mix of advertising on your site. Support had said that it would just take time for them to get a good balance, a good mix, and then once they found sort of the sweet spot, that the ad revenue would balance out. It would become more even, and I'd get better numbers. And that did start to happen in 2025. You can see here I had just under 900,000 ads served. The CPM averaged out at 13 cents. And my revenue for 2025 was $115. And having hit the $100 threshold, that did trigger a payout to my PayPal account. I did not need to request that. It was automatic. My total is currently I've got $167 in earnings, so I need another $33 before I'll get the next payout. Oh, actually more than that. Outstanding amount is $60, so I need $40. But that's going to be difficult to do with the amount of site traffic that I'm currently getting. Hopefully I'll be able to do that before the year is out, but currently I'm just getting about $4. Not even $4. Yeah, maybe like $3.50 a month. I might manage to do it by December and get another payout, but I do need to get at least $66 a year in order to cover the cost of hosting with the WordPress plan that I purchased. I did get it on a discount. They had a sale going, so the normal hosting cost is a bit higher than that. I think it might jump up to about $80 a month with the plan. after the 3-year period. But yeah, that's the ad revenue for at least for the first 2 months. As I said, this isn't a proper quarterly report, but I was looking at the numbers and I figured I'd go ahead and record a video this time since I started a YouTube channel again. Not going to do Game Growth Gallery again. That I don't want to get into that. But I will be doing the Fat Wallet, and that should be fun.